The task is not completed. There are still a lot of items on your to-do list. You didn't go to the gym again, and to make yourself feel better, you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But deep down, you are frustrated by not able to get things done. If I'm going to be honest with you, procrastination is one of the hardest things I face daily. I know procrastination is bad, but I still do it. I know if I get the task started now, or if I get it done, I'll have time to be able to do whatever I want. But I still wait till the last minute. And so I started asking questions. I wanted to know why we procrastinate when we know procrastination is bad. I got into research, and most of the papers I read says that procrastination isn't about laziness. So if it's not about laziness, then what is it about then? Sit with me and let me share with you my findings. But first, let's start with why we procrastinate. The first reason why we procrastinate is when that task feels boring, when it is perceived that it is unpleasant. There's a likelihood that we'll put it off until later. It's easier to play video games than to go and do that algebra assignment. Another reason why we procrastinate has to do with distractions, and this is usually attributed to social media. If I'm being honest with you, it's easier to go and scroll through Instagram for 2 or 3 hours than sitting down to actually study for 30 minutes, because it has been made as something very easy and something very light, and when you just get there, you forget what is happening, and you try as much as possible to even forget the things you're supposed to be doing. Another reason why we procrastinate is lack of belief in ourselves, or even low self-esteem. Sometimes we perceive that whatever we are supposed to do, we don't have the skills to do, we don't have the right knowledge, we are not qualified to do it, and so we keep postponing and keep postponing, waiting to have the right knowledge, and then the procrastination just takes over. Another reason can even be perfectionism, as I said with the last point. So with this, you are always waiting for the right time. You are waiting to have the right knowledge, to have the best skills to be able to do that task. And so instead of sitting down to write your first sentence, which might not be perfect, you are waiting to be able to have a perfect sentence in your head. And so this can also lead as to why we actually procrastinate. Another reason why we procrastinate can be as a result of fear and anxiety, fear of failure, fear of ridicule, fear. Sometimes this fear even comes from our head. We are scared that if we do this thing, we'll fail. So it's better to keep procrastinating than rather being a failure. We are scared that if we do this thing, people will laugh at us. So it's better to procrastinate about it than actually doing it and people mocking us. And one of the major reasons why we actually procrastinate is prioritization for short-term mood or short-term pleasure. It's just easy to be able to go and scroll through social media than sitting down to do that way. And so we rather want things that are easy and seamless, or we just find something that will distract us from actually doing our thing. And this can also be as a result of time management issues, which if we are not able to prioritize to know what to do first and what to do last, then we can actually procrastinate on our tasks. There are just so many reasons why we procrastinate. Some can be as a result of low motivation, low energy, just so many reasons. And so now that we know why we procrastinate, let's go ahead and look at how we can stop procrastinating. But before we get there, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash the like button. I'm trying to grow my channel, and please don't procrastinate about it. Let's get into how to stop procrastinating. The first way to stop procrastination is actually to assess your procrastination. Figure out what makes you delay this task unnecessarily. So why do you procrastinate when you're about to study? What makes you procrastinate? Maybe by browsing social media. Where? Is it usually when you are home? Is it always in the morning, in the evening when you are about to do it? Is it that when you actually start studying, you do not complete it? Is it that you find it difficult to even start in the first place? So the one way is to assess your procrastination. What actually makes it? And why do you do it? Is it as a result of fear that you fail the exam? Is it as a result of perfectionism? You feel like you don't have the right environment to study. And so if you're able to assess your procrastination, then another way is to find solutions to it. And I want to share something I read from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he has a system which can help you build good habits and a system which can help you actually leave old habits. And one of them is to make it easy. He says that if you want to build a good habit, make that thing very easy. And so if you want to study, instead of being scared that you will have to study the whole book, all you have to do is get the right place. So I want to study in the evening at 6 p.m. in the library, then you go with the book. Or another way is, if you want to write, instead of waiting to go and find your pen somewhere when it's time to write and finding a paper somewhere, arrange your work environment in such a way that it's easy to actually start writing when you sit there. So when you sit down, your book is ready, your pen is ready, your pencils are ready, and then you go about. If you want to start working out in the morning, before you go to bed, arrange your gym shoes, your gym wears, whatever it is you need to go to the gym, so that it's very easy to reach. When you just wake up, you find it, you change, and you go to the gym. So another way is to make it easy to actually do that task, or to also make it attractive. Like, find a simpler way to make it attractive. Instead of just saying I feel bored in going to the gym, okay, I'll try to just do one push-up today and I'll be okay. So it's to assess your procrastination and actually find easy solutions to be able to stop. Another way you can stop procrastination right now is actually to take baby steps, or to start with small steps and simple steps. You want to write a book, but you cannot write the book in one day, and you always feel like you don't have enough time to be able to write. Why don't you decide that I want to write just a sentence today, or I want to write a page today? It's a simple step, but if you keep writing a page every day, even if it takes you a year, you'll be able to complete that task. And so find simple ways to do it. You want to work out today, I just want to do one push-up. You want to practice the guitar, why don't you just do it for a minute, instead of thinking you don't have an hour to be able to practice? And so find simple ways to be able to do it. Break that task into simple forms. If not, you will always never find enough time, and you always keep procrastinating about it because you think it's very huge and it requires a lot of time and it requires a lot of skills. But if you break it into smaller pieces and you tackle it small, then you'll be able to avoid procrastinating on that particular task. Another way to stop procrastination is actually to attach meaning to the task. And so you have to sit there and say, if I am able to complete this task, what value will it bring to me? Will it impact people? Will it give me free time to spend with my family? Will it give me free time to be able to do whatever I want? Will it, just release stress from me? And so if you're able to identify the value that task will do for you, you'll be able to actually be motivated to be able to do the task. And sometimes it's because we don't know the value behind those things. But if you think that if I am able to actually sit down and study, then I'll be getting grade A's in my exams, then it will motivate you to actually study. Another way to stop procrastination is to carefully choose which task to do first. Remember when I was talking about why we procrastinate, I spoke about prioritization and having difficulties or time management issues. This is usually one of the reasons why we procrastinate. But if you're able to prioritize and choose carefully which you should do first, we have different types of procrastinators and we have different types of people. For me, I rather want to do something that is very difficult. So if I have a list of things I'm supposed to do, I always want to do the most difficult one first, and then I'll go about my day knowing that I have achieved this biggest thing and I can easily do the other easier things. For another person, they want to do the easier ones first, which will give them more energy to be able to tackle the bigger ones. And so as a person, you have to sit down and intentionally, carefully prioritize in such a way that you arrange the things you want to do according to the way you can do them. And I think it will be easier to be able to avoid procrastination. Another way to stop procrastination is actually to situate yourself in a place that is interruption-free. Put yourself in an environment that you will not be easily distracted or you will not be easily interrupted. And so it might be a quiet room somewhere that sometimes if you go there, you might have to even lock yourself. It might be a quiet place in a park somewhere. Just find that spot for you. Or even these interruptions can be our phones. For me, if I want to do something important and my phone is there, the possibility of actually doing that thing and finishing in time is zero. So I'll actually just throw my phone somewhere to be able to do it. So you identify your distractions and try to be far away from them as possible. And mostly when you are at a place where you're easily distracted, when you even come, it's difficult to come back to actually do the thing. So find places that are interruption free to be able to continue doing your task. And lastly, I want to say that reward yourself. If you're able to complete a task, reward yourself. If you're able to do that, then maybe you want to sit down and watch an episode of a movie. Maybe you want to decide to just go out and take a walk. Maybe you want to decide to just sleep, or you want to buy ice cream for yourself. So reward yourself when you're able to complete a task, and it will motivate you to want to complete another task to get another reward. If you watch this video till the end, that means you are actually on your way to beating procrastination. Kudos to you. I'm rooting for you. And let me leave you with this quote by James Clear, which says that one push-up is better than not exercising. 1 minute of guitar practice is better than none at all. 1 minute of reading is better than never picking up a book. It's better to do less than you hoped than to do nothing at all. Now that you have learned why we procrastinate and how to beat procrastination, I'm going to leave my playlist here on how we can win in 2023, and I'm sure you go and find right habits there and the right things to do. And I have another video here on how to beat procrastination, which was from a book written by Brian Tracy, so check that one out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching up to this far. Share this video to somebody you think actually needs to watch it to stop procrastinating. And well, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends to subscribe as well. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.